And we're live from Japan. Well, one of us is.
Good morning. Good morning where I am. It is about 7:30 or 6, 7:30 time in Nagoya, Japan. I arrived here yesterday. Well, let's just put it this way. Monday morning at 6 o'clock, I woke up, got to the Toronto airport, flew 13 and a half hours, got to Tokyo, took a train from Tokyo to Nagoya, and had been up about 26 hours by the time we, Sean and I, decided it was time, and met with Mayor Ancioni from Woodstock here last night. There's a number of local municipalities that are here in Japan with us for a SOMA event. We're all visiting different Japanese industries that we have in our area. Today, I'm about to rush out, so I may not be able to stay till the end of the show. I'm heading out to visit with some folks from Amino. Mr. Joe, I haven't seen him in a long time, and so it's great to see old friends even here. And then very busy and productive week with the SOMA group here. There's quite a large conference in Osaka. By the way, we're visiting Mr. Joe in Osaka because apparently you just take a train everywhere you're going. So this morning I'll be off to Osaka. And then we're here in Nagoya for a couple of days, and then back to Tokyo, and then back to Osaka for a large industrial show. And there's a bit of Canada Day part to it on Saturday. And so we're all taking part in that also. So this is really about business attraction and business, collaboration. We have a number of companies that are located in Southern Ontario from this area, and we wanted to make sure they knew we're great, willing business partners with them and want to keep that kind of business going, especially with what's happening in with our friends from the United States. So it's Wednesday morning at 7:30 for me, and I've just woken up after much needed sleep. And so if you've got any questions for me from a city point of view, get them in early, because Grayden and I had arranged for me to be able to do this, and we thought this would work, and it is. This is, I think, our longest distance now, Grayden. I know we attempted Australia.
Yeah, sketchy at best in Australia.
If you've got any questions, please get them in as soon as you can. And I want to say thank you to all the guests that have accumulated there at Grayden's end. That he's got a lot of things to cover on Mayor's Update this week. And I will be back by the time we have Mayor's Update again. I think it's next Wednesday next week, right? Because Tuesday is the holiday, the council meeting, and an open meeting for Balaclava on Tuesday night. So we think that's going to go fairly late. And we're going to try and do Mayor's Update next Wednesday.
You're correct, and we're doing it from the rail car at the ECRM.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We just scheduled that in today.
Excellent. We're hitting the rail. Yeah. I like it.
So we've got, we're going to be at business at 5.
That's what I like about this. Sometimes Grayden sets stuff up, and I it wasn't like, hey, Joe, can we do this? No, we're just doing it.
We're going to the rail car, the new rail car.
Perfect. I love it. It surprises me. So Japan 1 week and a rail car next week. This is, the mayor of ST.Thomas.
And you're after that.
So if you've got any questions or any howdies, please say hi. I know that first of all, I want to thank Councillor Baldwin Sands for filling in as mayor on Monday night for me. I'm going to get lost on past tense and pretense of what time of day it is, but she filled in for me at council. And the keeping track report came out yesterday as to what happened at council. I think there was even a public meeting there about Silver Street. So thank you, Laurie, for taking care of that, and council for being good and keeping the city running while I'm away, because I'm just the pretty face and they do all the heavy lifting. So that's the best way to do it. So, hey, Grayden, you got any questions for me? I'm waiting for questions to come in.
We've got some questions about when are you going to wear your ECRM railway shirt? We've got this new shirt. If you buy your membership, the Railworks shirt.
It's sitting on my credenza in my office, so I will get back and I'll put that on for next Tuesday's show at the rail car for sure. It's a great looking color, and I said, should I take this to Japan? And I went, Okay, my suitcase is already too heavy, so I can't take extra
Yeah, we've
stuff.
got a question in from Bradley Clift. And Bradley, thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have already gotten a ton of questions regarding the VW plant. After the announcement that Honda is pausing or stopping their plant, any reassuring comments?
Yes, extremely reassuring comments. We had mayor's auto meeting last week, and the premier and Minister Flack were both at it. It was quite a good day. This is some 30 mayors from across Ontario that have auto plants or auto parts in their cities. But we're right now, as assured as we can be, batteries made in St. Thomas will not have tariffs, or will have very low tariffs going into the United States. But as I've assured here, and Volkswagen and PowerCo has assured us, and I met with Robert at PowerCo last Friday, we all things are a go. The plant in St. Thomas will supply other parts of the world, along with North America. So permits have been taken out for pouring foundations. An exciting day last Friday as PowerCo passed its 200th employee in St. Thomas. So the office in St. Thomas is getting very, very, very full, and we'll continue to do that as this year moves on. So look, I'm about as excited as I can be. Look, we live in an uncertain time for trade on manufacturing, and I get that if you made full cars like Honda does, and is deciding on building a whole plant, what would you stop and reassess? I guess I think we're in great times with what we're doing with PowerCo, and as we've kind of hinted at, we think we've got a couple more industries coming to St. Thomas to supply PowerCo. We'll let those companies make announcements in the next little while as they can, and we're pretty proud of that. And we hope that this trip to Japan actually starts a bit more of that kind of. Who'd like to do business in Southern Ontario?
And there was also a report in terms of tariffs, like the VW plant won't be hit with the tariffs. Did you read up on that one?
Yeah, I did, and we feel pretty comfortable that we're in a sweet spot. Canadian-made auto parts that meet the Canada, Mexico, USA trading rules as they currently stand will have very low tariffs or no tariffs, and that will include with products made here in St. Thomas. So fill your boots. Let's get going.
Let's do it. Let's get her done. All right. So also at
Yeah.
council, there was the proposal from the Downtown Development Board to just look at an idea for, like, should we update our flag came to council as well. So apparently that's been approved.
Should we? Great. That this is what happens. A great council gets great work done, even without the mayor there. And maybe it's more likely that it gets done because he talks too much at council. But look, we get lots of great suggestions and great answers from the public and from the other associated groups, whether it's groups like Indwell or groups like Canadian Mental Health or our neighbors, simply the residents of St. Thomas. We let those ideas come in, and many of them end up being modified positions. Like, hey, that's a great idea. Why don't we do that? And why don't we add this too? So we'll just continue to grow St. Thomas in a fun and positive way. With some of the great industry that's coming, the great jobs that are coming into St. Thomas, but also the growth on ideas. I know you've got some guests on there today that have planned some incredible incredible events across St. Thomas, starting through this summer. And there's so many with the Downtown Development Board and all of the other great work that the citizen service clubs and local charities do in our community. So, as I said, next Tuesday night, because Monday is not a council night because it's holiday Monday. I'm missing it. I'm flying back on Monday, but I'll be there awake, I hope, on Tuesday to do council meeting and an open meeting on the Balaclava Indwell site. So we're really looking forward to some more growth, more housing, certainly removal of homelessness in St. Thomas as we know it. Within the next 12 months. So we'll continue to work hard, and we thank all of our friends that are working with us.
It's going to be incredible. All right, we're going to go on a quick break. I'm going to bring the boys in. Hopefully you're still on when we get back to just have a quick chat with them, and then let us know if you got to head out, all right? Or do you have to go?
Okay, I will.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm okay. I'll give you a few more minutes. Sean can wait.
All right. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back. How's it going, boys?
Going great.
Wow.
How are you?
Very good. Welcome to the mayor.
Hi.
Good evening. Good evening or good morning or whatever it is.
For you.
Great to have guests there. Grayden, I got to do one more quick thing. I wanted to show that I brought my jumbo luggage tag. We handed out thousands of these at the home show this year and asked everybody if you're put these on your luggage if you're traveling the world and show people what St. Thomas is. And so I wanted to show Melissa that the mayor was smart enough to bring his luggage tags too. And so now Jumbo has traveled as far as Tokyo and Nagoya so far.
I love it. I love it. Well, these boys, they've put together something really special for St. Thomas, a really, really cool car show. They've got 20 million already.
I heard
So
that.
we'll be displaying $40 million worth of European exotic cars right here in St. Thomas at the CASO Station on Sunday, June 8th. It's called the Railway City Charity Car Show. Those cars will be coming from all across southwestern Ontario and the Greater Toronto area to right here in St. Thomas. It's something that's never been done, not just in St. Thomas, but in southwestern Ontario as a whole, and should be a great way to bring the community together, bring the car community together, bring all car lovers from St. Thomas and beyond together in support of the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital Foundation with a fundraising goal of $25,000.
Well, fantastic. The hospital is a great great group for you to use. 25, that's a lot of beautiful looking cars. And I'm glad you said that the mayor gets to drive whatever ones he wants.
Maybe we can make something happen. Maybe we can make something.
Oh, okay. The mayor could have his picture taken somewhere near whatever one he wants. I think
You can certainly.
I'll bring my jumbo and we'll take pictures with all the beautiful cars. What a great idea! What made you think this? To do this. This is an incredibly good, event for St. Thomas. We love our old cars here, and so tell us how you started the idea and how we got to where we are today.
Basically, there's really no shows nearby that, like, everything's classic cars in this area of Canada,
Right.
in Ontario, and thought, what about bringing out all the exotic cars that, you don't really see often in the area? And, all the young kids and, adults love seeing those cars too.
Yeah, so to add on to Christian and I are both very active and connected members of the car community and the exotic car community here in southwestern Ontario and Ontario as a whole. And there was a real gap in car shows. Now, there are a fair amount of exotic car shows similar to ours in the GTA, but there was really nothing in southwestern Ontario. So we thought it would be a great idea to bring the community together because everybody, there's so many people in the area that like cars and somewhat surprisingly so have some very nice cars in the area. And we thought it would be just a great way to bring the community together for a great cause.
Well, I love the idea. I'm old enough to remember many of the classic cars, but I like you love the newer, more exotic cars. I, uh, I'm not as handy as most people might think I am, and so working on old cars has not been my skill. But I love what has been made in this world, and there's some really unique cars. Tell us about one or two of what you expect to
Okay,
have on
so
June 8th.
we have a great selection of exotic cars coming on June 8th. So these are things from the likes of Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, some very high-end Porsches, very high-end Mercedes-Benzes. So the bulk of our show will be cars that are worth in excess of $250,000. So a very impressive display.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. Hey, Grayden, you're going to be there with your camera so I can look like I can pretend.
I don't think I can
always
afford to
this.
miss the opportunity to be there for this, actually. And we have a video that they put together. So we're going to play that for you so you can take a look, get a little
Great.
taste of what is going to be on show.
We hope you'll join us on June 8th for the Railway City Charity Car Show in support of St.Thomas Elgin General Hospital Foundation. We are proud to be the recipient of these funds, and the funds that are raised through this event will support improved patient care and healthcare in our community. The foundation has been in operation for over 40 years, and during that time, we have raised over $84 million in support of state-of-the-art equipment and technology for STAG. This is all made possible because of events like this and donors, volunteers, and the community who really believe in supporting and improving our healthcare here in Elgin and St. Thomas. So thank you for that. And we are so happy to have this event with these amazing cars. If you want more information, please visit the website at stagfoundation.ca. And thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you very
That
much.
was gorgeous, but I hate to say it. I really helped the Steg Foundation and appreciate all the work they were doing. But I was saying, get out from in front of the cars. I want to see
I'll let Bobby Joe know that was your comment.
Please
He's not watching tonight.
Yeah.
No,
now I'm in trouble.
You're always in trouble.
So now
I
I've
think,
got to
Joe.
come see the cars.
For the course.
Well, great work in putting this together, and thank you so much for supporting our local hospital, which always needs all the help it can get. But that being said, I just want to see the cars, and so June 8th, I know where I'll be.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much, and thank you to the St. Thomas community for all of the wonderful support, as well as STAG Foundation and everyone at STAG for the great work they do. We're really excited to put this together. And our event is free for all spectators, but donations are encouraged. STAG will have a booth with donations which can be made by cash or credit card. As well, we do have corporate sponsorships which are still available if you are a business owner. And if you happen to have an exotic car in the area, you can register that at our website, railwaycitycharitycarshow.ca, and find more info there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great.
Well, thank you.
Really
very
appreciate
much.
it.
Yes, we really appreciate you having us on and your time. And we look forward to seeing you all on Sunday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at CASO Station.
We'll see you there. All right.
I'll see you then. Grayden, I've got to jump away, and I know you've got other guests today too. So thank you for doing this. Thank you from Japan. We'll see you all next Wednesday night on
live from a rail car. Take care, Mayor. Thanks again.
Yes.
Okay, and we're back with Tony Brooks from Schooley-Mitchell. Now, Tony has just come on as a sponsor, so Tony, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, and as we do with all the sponsors, we provide a spotlight for you to share your business and what you do.
Okay, so Schooley-Mitchell is a cost reduction company. What we do is help small, medium, large-size businesses focus in on their expenses. And we usually help them save about 28%. And that could be on telecom to waste to small parcel shipping. So 14 categories.
Okay. So yeah, and I was looking at your website and it was talking about how like you can go on there and you can get an appraisal and there's no cost if you're not able to save money. Is that something?
Yeah, the whole idea behind it is you can get a free audit. And once we take whatever expenses you're doing to market, all we say is if we can save you anything, then we share in the savings.
That's amazing.
So we save, say if we save you $100 a month, then we get 50, you get 50, only for 3 years. And that's the whole bit. So there's no, you don't have to do it. But if you want us to use our market analysis team, and there's like 160 of them in Stratford and Kitchener. So it's grown to big. There's like 250 franchises across Canada, United States.
So you're also famous for the coffee.
At one point.
It looks like our internet just dropped out there again. So I'm going to go back into that. If for anyone who didn't catch it, Coffee News, Tony Brooks, he is the man behind it. Talk to us a little bit about that.
What about Coffee News?
Yes.
Okay.
Just exactly what you said just before.
Okay.
Just in case there was a little drop out there. We just caught it there. So
well, I bought the initial franchise here in 2004 and grew it to 14 franchises. Had it drop down, and because of COVID, shut it down. I sold the 10 franchises in January of 2022. So to a young family out of London, and they still run it today.
So you're not running it now?
No,
I thought you were still doing the Coffee News.
No, just people just always assume I'm doing the Coffee News, but no. It's funny, as I went to, I got a franchise from the U.S. Called FranServe, and when I was at their convention, I met the Dennis Schooley of Schooley-Mitchell.
Okay.
And so even though they're in Stratford, I met them in Florida.
Wow.
Right, at a convention. So I really liked it, and that's why I'm here.
What about it attracted to you as a business? As you're a business person, you're talking to him. What made you think that was what you wanted to do as your next step?
Well, when I was publishing Coffee News and I was taking credit card payments and everything, I had a company come in from London called Zoomeron. They assessed my credit cards because I was so busy doing Coffee News. And they saved me 25% on my visa costs. And so my background is purchasing. I worked at Sterling Truck Plant for 12 years.
Oh, wow. That's a historic location in St.Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a purchasing background.
Okay.
And I had people save me money when I was doing Coffee News. So when I saw Schooley-Mitchell, and it's helping small businesses save money, and we're already doing some great jobs where certain clinics, we're saving them over $7,000 a year in their Visa credit card charges.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So how does it work? How are you able to save them that much money?
Because there's a team up in Stratford and in Kitchener, and they're analysts, and they take it to market. And so you have your one vendor that's giving you the electronic payment processing now. And we offer that amount of business to others, to 2 other brands or competitors. And we see who gets the best price. So Schooley-Mitchell acts like the purchasing department for your company.
Okay.
right? So when we do an analyst, like the analyst that works on each category for your company, they'll come back with a value report saying this is how much we can save you. I had one today where we couldn't save them anything.
Right.
So they got a free audit.
Huh.
Right.
Yeah. And is just visa, or do you do other things as well?
Oh yeah, we have like 14 different categories, as you see from my brochure.
Yeah.
Electronic payment processing or debits and credits. That's one of the biggest categories. Telecom and waste. Waste is huge because there is no standards out there. So it's whatever the salesman that goes in to sell you, that's what, and he can charge you, that's what he can get away with. So I'm really focusing on waste, especially for restaurants and businesses that use a fair amount of waste.
So, and when did you start it again?
When did I start?
When did you start in with Schooley-Mitchell?
I bought the franchise for this area last May of 2024.
And then how many different people have you worked with since then?
Right now I have about 13 clients and I've just hired 2 salespeople. Wow. So yeah, we're gonna grow as it gets out there. And I work through the chamber, and in London, we belong to the affinity program with the London Chamber. Oh. So it's a way, and we offer this for our charities too, that 10% of whatever we save, the company can say, I want it to go to so-and-so.
Amazing.
The Steg Foundation, if they want it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's a way of giving back to the community, and we're just giving and helping people save money.
Yeah. And you've always been active in the community.
I try to be. Like now that the kids are gone, I'm not coaching hockey anymore or soccer or baseball or anything like that, but I'm always involved. The St.Thomas Chamber, and they're awesome. Because
it's incredible.
Yeah. I used to belong to 8 different chambers when I was full speed coffee news, and St. Thomas was always one of the most active chambers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a board member now, but I came in and I met the people of the chamber, and that really is what allowed my business, the multiple businesses that I have, to grow in the community. Yeah. Is just by working with the people at the chamber and making the connections with the different business people. And nothing but glowing reports from me. But I'm also on the board, so you could say I'm biased because I'm on the board now. But that's what happens. They rope you in, they help you out, and then they're like, "Hey, do you have some time to volunteer?"
Well, that's why I kept myself so busy I didn't have time. Well, I volunteered like doing sports, and then Big Brothers is one of my.
I love Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's one of my favorite organizations.
Yeah, mine too. I was actually a little brother back in 1970.
No way.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Families moved all over the place. So.
And you were in the military as well.
Yeah. I was 8.5 years Reg Force Navy in Halifax, and then 15 and a half as an instructor at Prevost in London. HMCS Prevost. Yeah. So, yeah, remember when the snowbird went down outside of Port Stanley?
Yeah.
I was on the rescue team out of the boat shed in Port Stanley.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of fun in the military. I highly recommend it to people. And actually, my daughter's in the Navy.
No way.
Yeah. My dad was in the Navy. I was in the Navy. And now she's in the Navy. So she just finished doing a Far East tour last fall over in Japan and area. So
one of my friends from high school is in the Navy, Nadia Shields, the Anthony Shields sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I know Anthony. Yeah. He was Army.
Yeah. Yeah. But I had a good chat with her a couple of years ago now.
Yeah. Yeah. He was saying it's a different life, and it's a different time now too.
It is. Everything's changed. I know I did the War Story series. So we talked to the veterans from Afghanistan. Yeah. And it was just, it's incredible, the stories that they have. And yeah, it's very powerful.
Yeah. And this is a great community to live in and to see all the different types of people and stuff like that. Because, well, I've been here now since '89, but I actually went to high school at East Elgin.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that happen? If you were in Sault Ste. Marie as a kid, how'd you end up going to high school in East Elgin?
Long story, but my dad was OPP, got transferred down to London, and he's from Springfield. He joined the Navy from Springfield in 1955. So we ended up down there, and I went to East Elgin. Picked tobacco the whole bit. Yippee.
Oh, that if anyone hasn't picked tobacco, and I haven't, but I know stories because I had a friend who owned a tobacco field. I was always on my parents' farm, so that kept me pretty busy. But yeah, that is a job and a half.
Yeah.
I don't even know if kids are allowed to do that anymore.
No, it was a different life, and like we didn't have choices.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't have choices either. It was a whole different environment.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, Tony, thanks again for coming on as a sponsor. Everybody, please check out Schooley-Mitchell. Help support Tony. He's helping support us. He's the one that helps bring this show to all of you. So, Tony, thanks for coming out, man.
Okay. Thanks, Grayden.
All right, everybody. We're going to see you next Wednesday from the rail car at the ECRM with the mayor, and we're going to be talking about all the great things we do in our community. We'll see you then.